Good evening and a warm welcome to Digitalk TV. My name is Edgar Matthew Karuhanga and you are watching Face the Nation show. It happens every Friday starting from 5 p.m. We are here having candid conversations with various Ugandans to just understand how the country is looking like and of course how better Uganda can be improved. This evening I have an opposition activist, Ingrid Turinawe from the PFF. She is profoundly known for her activism and of course recently she was incarcerated and even up to today she is battling cases in court. We want to find out how she is doing but also the roadmap to 2026. What does it mean for this country, Uganda? And of course we're also going to be talking about various issues, especially issues around Dr. Kizza Besigye's incarceration and of course the various human rights violations that continue to be faced in this country, Uganda. You're most welcome. It's a privilege to have you.
Thank you so much. Good evening, viewers. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for hosting me.
You're welcome. You are from court right now.
Yes.
Do you want to highlight how the session has been for you and what are some of the outcomes from this court session today?
Okay, today's court has just been adjourned. There are trends that are happening with courts today or these days because they used to arrest us and then we wait. They couldn't bring witnesses on time. But the activism we have been involved in now, we don't know how these people are really perfect in persecuting us. Because I will not call it prosecution, because this is real persecution. Whenever, even when we appeared on the first day we asked for bail, they were saying investigations are done. Because we were arrested like today.
Yes.
We slept in cells. The next day we were brought to court and they told us investigations are done, we want to proceed, we have witnesses. That is the time when myself and two other colleagues, we were arrested at Parliament. The day when General Muhoozi was walking and police was escorting them.
Yes.
I was in office, I saw them walking on the road. I said, now, if these people are walking, why can't I go? I also joined the walk.
Yours wasn't walking according to them.
I thought it was a real walk.
Okay.
And they had told us that it is against corruption in a parliament.
Yeah.
So along the way now, I saw them holding Semuju's banner. I thought now they have joined the PFF. The banner was real blue. Let's go and join the walk.
Yes.
But reaching near Parliament there, we were brutalized. All the pictures were clear. I don't want to go back into history.
Exactly.
We were arrested, and the next day we were produced here at KCCA court. We were asked for 1.5 million shillings to get bail.
Just to highlight for our viewer, you are charged with?
Charged with nuisance. These days they charge us with nuisance on the road.
Yes.
Which is funny. So today they had witnesses, but the case did not take place because state had not served or had not given some required documents to our lawyers.
Yes.
So our lawyers are the ones who have requested for an adjournment, and it will be coming back on 6th May. That's when we'll come back and the hearing will start. But as I stand, since Dr. Besigye's arrest, I have 4 running cases in courts of law, different courts of law. I have 3 at Buganda Road. Court 1, I have 2 cases. Then court 2, I have another case, and KCCA here. All coming out of infringing on my rights to express myself, because I would like to express myself after the illegal arrest of an innocent man that is going on. Especially those other cases I committed when he was being produced in court martial, when we were protesting against the court martial. So I have 4 cases going on. One of them made me to go to Ruzira for almost a month
Yes.
with my other colleagues. And the harassment we faced in Ruzira, before we used to find Uganda prisons was at least professional. They would receive us as suspects or as prisoners, and they would treat us as prisoners, we would come out as prisoners. But this time around, we faced something very, very strange, because these prisoners, the prison services, they are supposed to hold us as suspects.
Yes.
When you are on remand, you are a suspect. You are not yet convicted, so you are not supposed to be given any punishment, any heavy duties to do for government. But this time around, when we went to prisons, we were harshly treated, including confiscating our clothes. Up to now, we still not understand why I should go into prison and you confiscate my clothes because it has a message which you feel you should not look at.
Yeah.
Because when I go in prison with my clothes, I'm supposed to be given the same clothes to come back.
Exactly.
But our clothes were not only actually confiscated from us, but they were stolen. We handed over all our properties. They were entered into their entries as our properties. But when we came back to dress and come back to court, some of our properties were not there. So they were removed without us, which I can call theft.
Yeah, that's stealing.
They entered into our properties without alerting us, without our knowledge and without our consent.
Okay.
But not only that, after confiscating our clothes, they were forcing us now to put on some things that we did not know where they were
The
coming
clothes
from.
you had political messages, and I think it was also the same reason.
Yeah,
you
even
were
if
not
it is
allowed to wear
because
those
I'm a
clothes.
politician. I'm a politician. You will not stop me from putting on a political message because I'm a politician. That's my message. It was not their message. So you cannot say that you are a prison office and you don't want that message because it's not your message.
Okay.
Your role is just to produce me. When you start doubting my message, it means you are convicting me. And that thing, I think we should take it we will take it up to the Constitutional Court and up to the Human Rights Courts.
What does it speak when the system itself is trying to do that, like trying to be political in nature, trying to, what you used, persecute the word?
Yeah.
When all systems, even the prisons, everywhere you're going, it
The
feels like you're in a
prisons,
syndicate.
now the
What does
prisons
that
is
mean?
also infiltrated.
What does that mean for the dispensation today, Uganda today?
All the systems are infiltrated. Those prisoners, prison officers, prison warders are no longer professional.
Okay.
They are cadres. They are serving a certain master who is our enemy anyway. We wouldn't be calling him an enemy, but we call him an enemy because of the way he's treating us. So the prison's services should be neutral,
Okay.
should handle prisoners as suspects. They should not attach their egos and emotions. They should just bring us to court until court decides on what they should do to us. That is, after court can either convict us, after proving that we have committed offenses, that's when they should now treat us as prisoners. But when I'm on a suspect and I'm on remand, I expect to be treated as a suspect. Okay. Now, they did not stop from confiscating our clothes. They also punished us for refusing to put on their own. I will not call them clothes. Their own things that they were giving us. Because when we were supposed to come to court, they said they were giving us clothes. And we had our own clothes. So they brought them, we refused them. They did not bring us to court. Yet we were supposed to appear
on that day.
On that day. Because they were forcing us, because we are very conscious. They are cadres, we know. Whatever they are giving us, we can't trust that those things are safe for our lives.
Yeah.
So we refused them, and after that we were heavily punished.
How?
I
How
will
did
call
they
it
punish you?
because you were punished after committing a crime or something like that. They took us into isolation. They took us into solitary confinement. They put us into cells, small cells that had no ventilators, no windows. They supplied us with buckets. I was given a bucket to use as a toilet for 3 days and 3 nights. I was put in my own cell with a bucket. Honorable Nyanjula Doreen was put in another cell with a bucket. Our 3 colleagues, 3 women, were also put in another separate cell with 1 bucket. So they used 1 bucket, 3 adult women for 3 nights, sharing 1 bucket as a toilet. And we were there for 3 days and 3 nights. That's why we think prison officers, prison services has also been infiltrated. They are no longer serving us, but they are serving a certain master.
Ms. Turinawe,
Yes.
for fear of sounding cynical, the things you have gone through, one would say you have been doing activism, at least for the release of Dr. Besigye, an innocent man, you say. But even up to now, as we're speaking, nothing has really happened. There is no effect from your activism. Don't you feel drained to keep on repeating the same song, but nothing ever really changing? And some people have even brought up a narrative that you are being political, or people such as yourself, you're a symbol of many of those. You are being political and you're just trying to yield support from the public, especially as we're gearing up for the elections.
First of all, I will not agree with you that nothing we have yielded out of our activism. I want to tell you the truth. If Dr. Besigye was to be in court martial today, he would have been convicted long time ago. Because the program that they had was to convict him hurriedly and get him out of the way. The leader of the army, you call him CDF,
Yes.
the commander of defense forces, announced. He even announced the venue. There was a tree that was prepared for Dr. Besigye to be
Hanged.
I will not say to be hanged. Yes, it is the same. But this one was a firing squad. What he posted, they were going to put him on a firing squad in Iguru at a certain venue and a certain tree, which he announced.
And on a certain day.
And on a certain day. He gave us days.
Heroes Day.
He first gave us 9th June. Then the next day he said, but 9th June is very far. We are reducing and we are going to put him on a firing squad on 9th May. So if we had not put up a fight, because right away from day one, we put up a fight against court martial. I remember I even stood in court martial when that chairman Mugabe was intimidating everyone. He said, "Who has said so? Who has said that? Who has said that he is tired?" I stood up and said, "I'm here." He said, "We are tired." Why are you beating us? If this is a public court, you must accept the public to be inside here.
Exactly.
If it is a real court, you must accept it to behave and act like a court. Because if it is a court, why do you stop relatives, friends to come and watch, to come and see what is going on? That is what we required, and that's what we were demanding. But they were beating us from as far as 200 meters, putting roadblocks everywhere, deploying military to stop our cars. Then we were forced to walk. We were not allowed to park the cars where they were supposed to park. Then opening for us, entering the gate was also another struggle. It was like you were even going to heaven, I think is easy, or going to hell. The fight that we put up at the gate, along the road, at the entrance I think you were watching, if you were seeing
was there.
what was happening there. Some people were even collapsing at the entrance.
Yeah.
I said, no, it cannot happen if it is a court. If it is a public court, if it is a court, we must be around. And when I said so, Honorable Winnie Chiza was also raising up to say the same. Honorable Semuju also was saying the same. That is the day when our lawyer, Counsel Aaron Chiza, was unfairly treated, brutalized, and convicted. I think I also survived on that day.
Okay.
But nevertheless, we have always even put this in our statements, in our press conferences, including the songs we sing. We are saying we shall never, never surrender. So the point I'm trying to tell you is that we have achieved, and we have achieved a lot.
Okay.
Because Dr. Besigye is no longer appearing in court martial, not him alone. Remember, he has a colleague on the same file.
Yes.
Then all other Ugandans who were appearing in the court martial. It's out of our struggle that the appeal of Honorable Kabaziguruka was called to be heard. Rather, the judgment was already there, but it was being sat on. But the struggle we put at the court martial, including the struggle that our legal team put up, including our wonderful lady Martha Karua and our Lord Mayor and all the lawyers, that struggle compelled the Supreme Court to read the judgment. The judgment that has saved many Ugandans from the court martial. Though I can say temporarily because, you know, the court martial is being brought back, but at least for now, we are saying we achieved that.
Thank you.
And now, Dr. Besigye and the Obed Kamlega, including Aaron Chiza, they are appearing in the High Court. They have asked for bail. On Thursday, the day after, actually tomorrow, on Friday, the day after tomorrow, we are going to the High Court to receive hearing for Counsel Aaron Chiza's bail application. We hope he will be released. Even having the hope alone, it's a big achievement.
Okay, thank you.
Because there is time when we did not have
the hope
such
itself.
hope.
You're still watching Face the Nation. I am with Miss Ingrid Turinawe, and we're talking about the politics of the land today. PFF is a new idea of a political party, and it's coming from a faction that disagreed with what happened in FDC. I don't want to repeat that. And people look like they're gearing up for elections, and you're talking about the now. Dr. Besigye is incarcerated. Many people have been, brutally arrested. Some are even in some torture chambers. But people are gearing up for an election. What do you think about that?
Now, briefly, before I go to PFF and election issues, there is something I wanted to conclude about the other issue, the legal issue. On the same day, on Friday, when Aaron Chiza appears in High Court for his bail application, we are also appearing with Dr. Besigye. There is also another appearance of Dr. Besigye at Nakawa. This one is to receive a ruling about concerning the state's application to tap Dr. Besigye's funds. Now, Dr. Besigye's funds have been in the hands of those people. May I call them the junta, but even if you don't understand, I know what people who are viewing will understand. They have been in the funds of Dr. Besigye and Obed Kamlega have been in their hands since the day they were kidnapped from Nairobi. And these funds have been active. We have raised these issues on social media and everywhere. The funds have been tampered with. We think the information they want to use against Dr. Besigye has already been planted into their funds. And now, after planting whatever they want, they are now going to apply to be allowed officially to hack the funds. But the funds are already hacked. Only that the information they have put, they want the information officially to be used by them and to be accepted as evidence against them. We are going to protest that, and the lawyers are already protesting that. When I was at Ruzira, I was approached by a lady who says that the army man who has been put on Dr. Besigye and Obed Kamlege's file is number one on their file. She was saying, our A1 has been taken. We don't know how far our case will go. We are still here. We don't know what to do. We don't know the way forward. And then I got interested. I said, who is this A1? They said, oh, the army man that has been taken to Dr. Besigye's file.
Captain
and
Dennis
Obed
Oloka.
Kamlegea, Captain Ola,
Ola.
is A1 in another case of some other suspects who are in Ruzira. And this is one of the ladies who approached us. So you can see where they are up to now, where this case is going. And that's what we are saying, that we will not give up, because Dr. Besigye, Obed Kamlegea, they are very, very innocent. They do not commit any crime.
Okay.
And we will always stand with them and stand to protect them, to defend them, whatever it takes, the activism that he has trained us, we will be ready to keep standing for him and standing with him.
Okay.
So PFF, what happened in Najja Nankumbi's history,
yes,
I also don't want to indulge into it. But we have submitted all the requirements that EC needed for us to be registered. It wasn't an easy exercise, especially on verification part.
But before we go there, are political parties needed now? Do you think they are relevant to the politics of today?
Yes, they are, depending on how they behave. Because if you have a political party that is being funded and being sustained by the dictator, that's very bad. But if you have a political party that is standing with the will of the people and standing to defend the people and standing on the right track, they are very much needed.
Hypothetically, we can say National Unity Platform is there. Why didn't you just join National Unity Platform instead of dividing yourself in different denominations?
But now, when the National Unity Platform came into existence, FDC was there.
Yes.
Why didn't they join FDC? Why did they form their own party? Because FDC were there. Now FDC is in trouble, but the National Unity Platform is there. When FDC was formed, UPC, DP, they were there. But we did not join UPC or DP. We formed our own party. So forming a party is a call for every citizen. When you have ideas that look alike, when you share ideologies, you come together and form your own political party. What is important now is the way you use your party to serve the country, or like now to deliver the country for freedom. We will have as many parties as they can. But what is important is how do they behave, how do they act together
but
to
you have
achieve
a common vision.
a common goal.
That's the thing. You have a common vision. And for a time we have been in multi-party politics. We have not seen a political party come and take power, at least. And one would say, if you galvanized your forces together, stand in one umbrella or in one party, you stand more impact or to have further effect. But when you divide yourself, yet you all have a common vision, one would say it's from a selfish point of view, selfish interests. What do you think about that? Aren't you leaders being selfish?
You are not being fair to Ugandans, or you are not even being fair to political parties. Because political parties are like a restaurant. And restaurants serve different menus. Now it depends on a client who enters the restaurant and chooses what he or she wants to eat. You have to have everything available in order for clients to do what? To select what they want. I don't know what you call, I don't understand what exactly you call a shared vision. But what I know,
to liberate Uganda.
We can share the same goal, though the procedures and the methods may not be the same. If I can speak on behalf of PVFF,
Yes.
we are saying for us, we will be determined to change this government, whether there is elections or not. So we can change this government before elections, during elections, or even after elections. Because the Constitution grants us that. We can change this government through elections, through impeachment in Parliament, or through civil uprising. Because all power belongs to the people. You get me? So if there is citizens' action before elections and we liberate ourselves, the Constitution allows it. If there is a motion in Parliament to impeach a president who has misgoverned us, still the Constitution allows it. And if there is an election to be cast and change government, still the Constitution allows.
Let's talk about the election, because it's the one form that you'd say legitimately can oust a government from power. Do you think
Yes,
your
all
people
other
from
forms
Kigezi,
are also legitimate.
that vote counts? Do you feel that vote counts?
All the three processes I've told you are also legitimate.
But someone can see legitimacy in some of those.
Now I'm telling you how PFF is different. Actually, PFF in short is a freedom party, like how NRM calls themselves movement.
Yes.
So PFF is a freedom party. We will unite to cast the vote. You get me? But that doesn't take away our policies and our missions and visions and our procedures that we believe in. Because we believe even without elections, we can change this government. That is PFF, the Freedom Party.
Okay, it looks like the opposition is at its worst today, having divisions, having accusations, and Mr. Museveni looks to be strong with his political party. Will you also say that this time around?
Actually, opposition is at its strongest now. Because if I can tell you where we started from, there is a time when everyone in Uganda believed that all women belong to Mr. Museveni. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember.
Especially in our areas.
Yes, that
they used even to sing songs that all women are from Museveni. Some of us stood out and we said, no, not all women are for Mr. Museveni. And we decided to oppose him. There is a time they were telling us that NRM or Mr. Museveni doesn't rig elections. He actually went into war opposing rigging elections.
Exactly.
But for us, we were telling Ugandans, we won elections and the elections were rigged. Some people did not believe. What do they believe today?
That elections are being rigged.
That elections are being rigged. There is a time when we were telling Ugandans that we are being brutalized, we are being kidnapped, we are being arraigned in courts without any offenses, and some people could not believe. But what is happening now? The brutalities have excelled. They have changed in shape, in weight, and in measure. You see, now every Ugandan know that there is what? There is brutality, there is intimidation, there is kidnap and abduction.
Why are you still going back to the
So why do you say that the opposition is at its weakest when all these inefficiencies are now visible and accepted by everyone? Don't you think that opposition is at its strongest? That's what I think. We only need to organize ourselves and go to the final line.
You have seen what has happened in what we may call a preamble of the elections, what happened in Kawempe.
Yes.
And you still want to go back to that election.
Do you think what happened in Kawempe is strange or it's new to
That's
some
what I'm
of
saying.
us? It's not new, but we have been fighting against it.
I'm saying we're playing to the normal norms and we're just fooling Ugandans. Because we know, as you enter an election, you know very well that violence is going to be there, at least because of the track record for the last 20 years. We see violence there. But you still go back to say, I'm going to vote for that election.
They intimidate us they brutalize us, they stage all that violence to make sure that we give up. But the fact that we don't give up and we continue exposing them and we continue participating, we continue being alive, by the way, because they have killed even many of us thinking that we can give up. They have arrested everyone thinking that we can give up. What they want is to make sure that they throw us into fear so that we don't turn up again. But we will be here and we will keep pushing. Because what happened in Kawempe happened some years ago. Some of you who were born like in the 90s or 2000s, you may not know.
Yeah.
But for us, we were there. And we saw what was happening. Anyway, I'm also not very old, but I've been here.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes,
What
please.
happened in 2001, what happened in 2016, what happened in 2011, even in 2021,
Yes.
it has just been something of the same nature, only changing shape and measure.
Are you going to vie for any position?
I will. I will. I'm only waiting for the nomination day. I will be a candidate to be a member of parliament for Rukunjiri municipality.
Okay.
And
When
I
would say
will be
when
on a PFF ticket. We are waiting for our certificate. We have been promised it. I'm among the national promoters, and we've been dealing with EC. Anytime in this April of May, we will receive our certificate. Actually, we have set up a team to start the planning and the organization of the launch. And we have set a date that I will not mention, but it will be in May. We are launching our party. We are having a delegates conference. We will elect our national leaders, and we will have candidates everywhere in the country. But we do this knowing that we can change this government during the process of election, during elections on the election day, or even after election.
Your vision bearer does not believe in that election. He said he will not even vie for any position. That is Dr. Kizza Besigye. He does not believe in elections in this country.
I think I know Dr. Besigye more than you do.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you want to deny that he has said that?
He has said that he will not be a presidential candidate. You get? But he has not said that he has abandoned the struggle.
I've not said that.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I'm
talking about the elections themselves.
And I've told you PFF is to remove Mr. Museveni before, during, or even after.
What's your comment on Kyagulanyi and the last 5 years as leader of opposition, the National Unity Platform generally?
He has done what he can.
Are you proud of what he has done?
I appreciate what he has done. And I think he's capable of doing even better. So I appreciate him. He came to the political scene. He's, I think, the newest. And he has brought people who had been comfortable in their music, in the ghetto. They are now on board. So he has added a brick, not even one. I don't know how I can count the bricks of building this country, and we appreciate his work.
Where do you think he should improve if you were to give him advice?
I will not go into that.
Do you think PFF could work with the National Unity Platform in this forthcoming elections?
It's possible. It's possible. I told you where we you remember the intersection where we intersect in views and in programs and in policies, we will always work together. And where we differ, we will continue with our path and he continues with his path. But what I'm sure of, we are all working towards one goal of bringing freedom and liberation to this country, of dislodging the dictatorship.
Exactly. There is an idea by some people from Eastern Uganda who say we should create regional empowerment, that since you have a lot of influence in Kigezi, Rukunjiri, stand there and look for votes for one political party. Then since Kyagulanyi has power in Buganda, do the same. Mugisha Muntu, to go to Ankole, do the same. That since you are being defeated in these areas, the regional rural areas, one would say let's do regional empowerment and then have one candidate being supported by all regions in this country. What do you think about that?
That can be a strategy, but I don't believe in tribalism and divisionism. I believe in national politics. And that is what PDC has achieved. And that is how PDC will achieve. I pray it will look achieved. Through coordination, through the united forces of change, we can still achieve it. Without segregating to say such and such a candidate should get votes from this area, such and such candidate should get votes from this area. We can have strong coordinators and strong mobilizers from different regions feeding into one candidate. That's what I believe in.
Okay, you are going to Parliament, and some people have a narrative that Parliament is a walking stick for Mr. Museveni. He has used it as a tool to pass some of the things that he has always wanted to pass. And one says that this Parliament is a show. Why are you joining a show?
We are going to Parliament to cause changes there. Not me as a person, because I will not manage to cause changes there when I'm alone. But we are mobilizing, we are getting our candidates, our fighters everywhere who will win elections, so that when we are in Parliament, we can bring changes there, including the impeachment we are looking for. Okay. Because today it cannot happen. I already talked about it.
Do you believe you can raise those numbers?
Yes, we can. And it will happen. So that we are comfortably and able to communicate about all the sources and the powers, the power centers we need to bring change in this country.
So you still
and don't remember that it is also possible to achieve our goal before the next election. That's what we believe in.
So anytime anything can happen. Okay, as we conclude, you having Mr. Muhoozi Kainerugaba, the CDF, who you've heard the things he has said, and the wrath that he's promising some of the opposition political players. What's your comment on this gentleman who wields a lot of power? Because he does wield a lot of power.
I don't know whether I should call him a gentleman or not, but what I know, whatever he has done, the wrath that he has vented on the Ugandans is a blessing in disguise.
How so?
That's what I believe in. Because whatever he does can at one time turn around to be the turning point of this country. So for me, I support him. Let him do whatever he wants. Let him threaten Kenya. Let him threaten Sudan. Let him threaten every Ugandan. Let him kidnap Ugandans. But time will come. And days of a thief are only 40. You know there is a saying in Runyankole which says, "Akarishenda nyoko niwo likaleta." Literally meaning, whatever will end the marriage of your father, of your mother, the kid might be the one to bring it. You see? Yes. So whatever turning point that we have been looking for in this country, me, I see Muhoozi as the person who can do it for us.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Your parting shot. Your last remarks on the show.
I can conclude calling on Ugandans not to lose hope and not to lose the fight. Let us keep on track. Let us not be intimidated. Free Besigye is the campaign that we are handling now. And the other time we came up with our message, kill me, save Besigye. Yes. We are still on course. The struggle is on. Tighten your belts because the plane is landing. Okay. When you are there in the crowds, you might not feel all the obstacles that come around in the plane. But when you are landing, they tell you to tighten the belt. Yes. So whatever is going on today marks the end, marks the landing. Be firm, be steady, stay alive.
All right. Thank you so much. Stay alive is what I've quoted, because also being alive in this country is difficult.
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Edgar Matthew Karanga. We've had Ingrid Turinawe, opposition activist, and of course, we've been talking about a lot of things. Feel free to follow us on our social media platforms at Digitalk TV, at The Alternative Uganda, that is on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Remember, this show is streamed live on either platform, Facebook and on YouTube at The Alternative Uganda, but also at Digitalk TV. I'll see you again next Friday at exactly 5 p.m. This is Face the Nation. Good evening and God bless Uganda.